It has been so long since I've done a makeup, my thoughts and opinions video. However, I just thought that I had to do one for this, okay? Because a lot of people are talking online and they're very disappointed in this collection that Jeffree Star is coming out because he did do a collaboration, which is actually his first ever collaboration. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm like, oh, this wasn't done no other collaborations. And his first one was with Vans Warped Tour, and everyone's a little bit disappointed. It is a little lackluster, and that's why I was like, oh, I want to make a video about this. At first, I was thinking about making it a Patreon exclusive, but then I was like, you know what? I obviously used to talk about this here on YouTube, and I'm like, yo, it has been so long since Jeffree Star even came out with a collection, and then this is his, collaboration, and I have some thoughts and opinions about this, y'all. Look, I want to say this. I know that obviously a lot of new people are on my channel now, okay? And I do know that a lot of people are not familiar with my makeup content. I used to always do like Jeffree Star reviews. I used to do Jeffree Star my thoughts and opinions and things like that. I know that Jeffree Star is a very controversial person. However, before I used to just like, do my little reviews. And by the way, I didn't purchase from his brand for a hot minute because I was like, oh, maybe he's not the nicest person ever. And then I thought that he had changed and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, that's all old news, okay? For those of you that don't know, I will keep it real, okay? Because I like to, say that I'm very objective. I really do like Jeffree Star Cosmetics as far as like the quality, and I used to love his palettes, like specifically the purple one. I forget the name of it, the one that was like velour. I thought that he was doing stuff that was so, unique and different and like not out there on the market. And I do gotta say, I could definitely see Jeffree Star Cosmetics closing down pretty soon. I'm just keeping it real, okay? Yes, I have liked the quality. Yes, I have liked the collections that he put out before. But I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys, okay? Because it's been so long since we've talked about Jeffree Star Cosmetics. He was, saying for the longest time that he was working on foundations. That obviously has never came out. It's been years now since he's been talking about foundations. Those haven't come out. He's been talking about eyebrow products for years, which honestly, I do have to say, I thought that eyebrow products would have been a little bit more easy to come out with. I do totally understand that foundations would be way too expensive. Obviously, to make a very inclusive shade range, it costs a lot of money, and like to be able to purchase 10,000 of each shade and you want to come out with 50 shades, obviously we're talking millions of dollars. So I do understand why he probably never came out with the foundations, because he probably wanted to be very inclusive. However, he said that he grew out his eyebrows to specifically try his eyebrow products, and it's been like 2 years since he's been talking about those. And I'm like, yo, I really just feel like the Jeffree Star Cosmetics hype is dying down. I was super curious to see how this collaboration was going to be, because it's like, Jeffree Star Cosmetics, like first collaboration. Like, I thought that it was gonna be big and like hype, and no, it is just no. I am so sorry. Like, I just feel like maybe it's time to like shut the doors. I don't know if you guys had seen, by the way, though, Laura Lee had said that she's like closing her makeup brand. I feel like we're going to start seeing this a lot more now, because I don't know if it's just my For You page. I don't know if it's just like my timelines on social media, but I don't feel like too many people are into makeup the way that they were, 5 and 10 years ago. Also, me and my homegirl were talking the other day. We were getting ready, and I was like, isn't it crazy that you don't see girls with like crazy eyeshadow anymore? Like before, back in the day when I was like fully into makeup, like, yo, I would go out like full B, crazy ass eyeshadow. Like that was my favorite part of makeup, was eyeshadow. And now I'm like, everybody just wears like nudes and neutrals, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I feel like the hype is dying down. Maybe that's just my timeline, maybe that's just my group of people, maybe it's just the areas that I go out in that I'm just like, wow, is makeup kind of dying down? I feel like a lot of brands are going to end up closing. Also, I do got to say this, okay? Speaking of Jeffree Star, I have asked this before, and I told you guys that I literally went to go type in Google, is Jeffree Star, and then it literally popped up on its own saying going broke. Because I'm like, this fool, I feel like, maybe I am wrong, okay? I feel like he's not putting so much into his brand anymore as he was, years ago. And I feel like he's obviously not coming out with very many new products. I feel like he is just more so a TikToker now. Like, I feel like now that's what he would be known as. I don't think that he would be known as a makeup mogul anymore, because the collections are obviously not really coming out like how they used to. Anyways, I do want to go ahead and play this video right here to where he is talking about the whole reason why he decided to do a collaboration with, Vans Warped Tour. And I do have to say it is very fitting, definitely, because he did used to do the Vans Warped Tour, and he used to, go on tour with them and everything. And he does go into detail a little bit more that he actually conceptualized Jeffree Star Cosmetics while he was on the road, which I did not know. And I have to say it does make full sense. However, the collection we'll get into after. Check out this video right here.
Hello? Is this the On? Yes! Jeffree Star Cosmetics is collabing with the Vans Warped Tour! Can you believe it? Yes, it's finally happening. Now, you guys remember I used to be in the parking lots of Warped Tour all summer for years and years. I even developed Jeffree Star Cosmetics on a tour bus on the Warped Tour in the parking lot. Summer of 2014, I had quit music, I was launching a clothing line, I did Warped Tour, and I got to test my iconic formula on the road. And here we are a decade later, and we get to collab with the Vans Warped Tour! Now, if you didn't know, it's the 30th anniversary, and we are celebrating in a big way.
So there you saw like all the reasoning for him deciding to do a collaboration with Vans Warped Tour. It makes perfect sense. However, getting into the collection, I am so sorry, y'all. Like, this is where I'm just kind of like, okay, maybe it's time to, just go ahead and throw in the towel. With Jeffree Star Cosmetics, I do feel like over the past couple years, like, low-key, nothing has really come out from Jeffree Star Cosmetics that is actually, like, groundbreaking, cool, and new, and innovative. And I really do have to say, from the jump, even when Jeffree Star was going through his whole cancellation, and I would still do the... By the way, just in case you guys didn't know this, I used to do the Jeffree Star Cosmetics My Thoughts and Opinions video specifically because I like stopped purchasing from the brand. So I was like, wait, but I still want to talk about these products, obviously, because I really do think that they are cool. And there are a lot of people out there, obviously, who are like, no, I separate the art from the artist and I just want to purchase the makeup. I don't care about the drama. I don't care about the cancellations, whatever the case may be. So that's why I did the My Thoughts and Opinions videos, because I was like, well, damn, I still want to talk about the products as to where normally I would be doing a review of the products. So I started doing that. I used to always say Jeffree Star knew what he was doing when it comes down to coming out with a collection. I feel like his collections were so different, so unique, so cool, and something so different. Now, though, because I really do feel, and the reason why I even mentioned eyeshadows earlier is because I feel like eyeshadows is dying down, and I feel like Jeffree Star would always come out, and I would talk shit. I would be like, okay, I'm getting a little tired of the eyeshadow palettes. It would always come out with a new eyeshadow palette because I feel like that's probably like the most easy thing to come out with, obviously, besides like a liquid lipstick. And I was just like, okay, this is getting really repetitive at this point, and we need something different. Even if the outer packaging was cool, even if the component was cool, even if the color story was cool, do you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, of course, would get very defensive towards me and be like, well, maybe we don't have this color story. And I'm like, I literally would always say it's my thoughts and opinions. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I have every single color eyeshadow ever imaginable. Like, honestly, I literally have every single color eyeshadow. So that's why I'm like, for me, I don't know, like, we need something new on the market, maybe some different types of textures, maybe different types of formulas, things like that, rather than just a new color story. Anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this collection. And by the way, okay, I am currently in Phoenix right now. If you guys haven't checked out my previous videos, this is why I'm late with this. Y'all know that normally I like to do, well, for those of you that have been on my channel for a while, because I can't even like tell you guys the last time that I did a My Thoughts and Opinions like makeup video. Like, I really feel like it's been probably about a year at this point now. I used to like to do them before the collection came out because it was kind of like us talking about, new products and like talking about what we would buy and what we wouldn't buy and what we like and don't like. You know what I'm saying? However, I am late on this because I'm in Phoenix right now, and I had pre-filmed my videos, and I was like, oh shit, I saw that he came out with this and launched it right away. When he was teasing this, I kind of thought at first that he was like going to, come out with it in the future, like, oh, in a week or so. It's like as soon as he literally made his video, it was already available for purchase, which I was like, oh snap, I'm used to him doing like a, full-on reveal of the collection and then saying, oh, it comes out in 10 days or 2 weeks or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, let's go ahead and start off with what I think is the coolest thing, which is currently sold out. I do think that he will be doing a restock of this. He did mention that this is his first ever double mirror, or however you call it, like, one little section of it does have a magnifying glass on it, or not magnifying glass, sorry, a magnified mirror and then a regular mirror. This right here is the Vans Warped Tour times Jeffree Star Cosmetics mirror. I've always said I loved his mirrors. Shout out to Renelle Smith if you're watching this, boo. She has sent me multiple of his mirrors before, and I absolutely loved them. However, $38? Yo, I thought they were cheaper than that. Like, a couple times that I purchased his mirrors, honestly, y'all, like, I want to say like 2 years ago, a couple of his mirrors, I think like all of his mirrors were 50% off for Black Friday. Y'all, I got so many people like for, gifts, mirrors. I was like, this is like so bomb. I want to say I paid like $12 each mirror. So I'm like, damn, the fact that these are $38 is kind of crazy, but I guess maybe because one is, magnified and then one's regular. I do have to say this though, okay? I think the mirror is cool, and obviously it has the whole logo of the Vans Warped Tour. I think it's super cool. However, for me, because I have a very big face, like y'all, obviously you guys cannot tell on camera, and a lot of people even think that I'm short. I'm like, I'm a huge bitch, y'all. First of all, I'm 6'2", and I have the biggest dome, like literally, well, sorry, the second biggest dome. Literally, if you guys are familiar with size hats, I wear a 7 7/8, which the biggest is 8. So I'm just kind of like, y'all, imagine how big my face is. So when I saw his mirror and seeing how like thin it is like this, I'm like, no, I like to be able to see my full face. Do you know what I mean? Which, yes, I know a lot of you guys watching this probably don't have that problem. You guys probably have a normal sized face. However, I love his crown mirrors. The shape of his crown ones are my personal favorite, or even just the regular star ones. This to me seemed way too thin, although the concept is cool. Also, if you guys are interested, he did come out with a Beauty Killer 15th year anniversary edition warped splatter vinyl. Yeah, that's like a pass for me. Sorry. Before talking about other products, I want to talk about the lips. Okay, okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna sound like a hater. Okay, y'all can talk shit to me, call me out in the comments. It's totally fine. Okay, I feel like this will has come out with every single color of lipstick. Okay, so all of these right here, I'm just kind of like, yeah, they're cool shades. You know, he has the Warped Tour red, totally fitting, and then he has Mosh Pit, which to me looks like another variation of like unicorn blood, right? Or I forget what it's called, but one of the blood ones. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like a burgundy. And then his other shade, yes, the Backstage Pass. It's a pretty nude, but I'm like, yo, he has come out with so many of these. Like, I'm so sorry. Like I was expecting so much more. Like to me, basically these are just like, oh, it has the Vans Warped Tour logo on it, and that's just pretty much it. Like I feel like for this being his first collaboration, it's whack. I am so sorry. Call me a hater. That's totally fine. He ended up coming out with a Star Screen Invisible sunscreen. I do have to say, I am curious about that because I'm like, oh, at least that's a new product from him. And you know what's so crazy? I would like to read the details on it, but now all of a sudden his website is not working. Like I'm clicking, clicking, and clicking. And it's like, no, bitch. They don't want me on there. They're like, no, 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 girl. We know that you're talking shit about Jeffree Star. No, 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 no. It's literally not working. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all. I finally got it to work. Okay, so this is what it says right here. Star Screen Invisible Sunscreen. And it has the product details. Whether you're rocking out for full lineup or just your favorite bands, protect your skin with our Star Screen Invisible Sunscreen. This ultra blurring velvety formula helps smooth and protect the skin infused with coconut water, water lily, and lotus flower extracts. This facial SPF 30 provides broad spectrum protection against UVA and UVB rays with a transparent finish. I mean, that sounds cool. You know what I mean? I think that's probably like the one and only product that I would try from the whole entire collection. I do have to say this though. Recently, if you guys have been like, you know, into sunscreens, being that we're like, you know, getting into summer now, y'all, I recently got the Glow Recipe, the new watermelon hydrating sunscreen. I forget what the hell it's called. Y'all, I love it. If you have dry skin. If you guys have oily skin, no, 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 you're not gonna like it. It is extremely hydrating, but oh my gosh, my foundation lays so nice on top of it. My skin sets so nice on top of it, but it is fragranced. It does smell like watermelon, so just throwing that out there. Anyways, y'all, another thing that we have right here is the Ultimate Vans Warped Tour bundle, which is $115 and it is sold out. It is a $136 value. I don't know if he'll do a restock on that, but it comes with three of the three colors of the lipsticks as well as the sunscreen and the mirror. So that is a good little value right there. And then there is another bundle right here that has the three liquid lipsticks as well as the sunscreen for $83 and then the three liquid lipsticks for $56. I think that honestly, he probably should have just came out with a little bundle of the SPF as well as the mirror. I think that would have been a cool one. But if I'm being so for real with you guys, okay, I was expecting so much more. Like I really thought like, oh my gosh, like he's teasing like his first collaboration. I saw his TikTok lives before to when he was talking about it, and it really seemed like it was something that was going to be really, you know, cool and different. And I'm just kind of like, what? A lot of people were speculating that he was going to do a brand collaboration with Red Bull because y'all know he's always drinking Red Bulls. Maybe that would have been better, honestly. But I just feel like this is so whack. I am so sorry. I feel like this is probably his worst collection yet. Y'all know at the end of the videos, I always like to say like what I would purchase. I do think the mirror is cool. Obviously, I wouldn't purchase it for the reasons as I stated before. The only thing that I would be curious to try is the SPF. But I am curious to know what the difference is of this SPF compared to his other SPFs, because if I'm keeping it with you guys, it kind of sounds, I don't know, similar as the other ones. This one says that it would be, a little bit blurring, which I guess is pretty cool for an SPF. But other than that, y'all, I'm so sorry. I just really wanted to talk about this because y'all know it's been forever and a day since I have talked about a Jeffree Star collection. But I'm starting to think now that maybe Jeffree Star Cosmetics may, I don't know, think about shutting down because y'all, over the past year, even the past couple years, I feel like everything has just been kind of wah, wah, wah. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, too, this being his first collaboration, what? Like, I don't know, y'all. Maybe I'm tripping on this. I may be the only person that has this thought, okay? I'm sorry. Okay, at the end of the day, I do think that Jeffree Star Cosmetics does make really good products. And before, back in the day, I used to be like, oh my gosh, his stuff is so innovative, so different. And now I'm just kind of like, okay. I do gotta keep it real though, okay? For those of you that don't know, I have been in the makeup industry now for, oh my gosh, y'all, it's literally been 18 years. 18 years. So for me, it takes a lot to wow me. Honestly, like I feel like I've seen it all, done it all, tried it all. So a lot of times when I see like collections like this, I'm like, oh, okay. Like it's just really the only cool thing really is the mirror, only because that's like something unique and different. Do you know what I'm saying? Even like the sunscreen, it's kind of like, okay, you have other sunscreens out there. And I don't know, to me, it didn't even really kind of like go with the collection. Like, yes, I get it. You may be thinking like, oh, it's Van Warp Tour. It's during the day. It's, this or that. But I'm like, a sunscreen? I don't know. You guys make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. Maybe I am the only person thinking this, but I really do think that this is his most lackluster collection to date. Honestly, like I feel like this is pretty whack. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.